Winning is not something you do now and again. It's what you do consistently.
Yeah.
I started a business without a desk, without a chair, without a laptop, without nothing. The first transaction, writing business plans, was to write a business plan for a guy who had a computer, but I didn't have a computer.
He used his computer to write his business plan.
And I asked him how to write a business plan. Yes. Did I have the money to buy a computer? No. Did that stop me? Yes, it stopped me until.
Hello everyone, welcome to Winning in Life with PT. This episode promises to be great. I know because the guest I have today is just such a blessed man. But hey man, again, welcome to Winning in Life, where we talk about all things winning. Winning in your career, in your finances, family, faith, you name it. And winning right now, right? And so that's what we're going to be talking about. But you know, today I have such an amazing man. He's my friend, my mentor, my brother, promises to be great. He's a huge reason why I'm winning in life. And so we're going to be having him join us today. Please help me make welcome whilst watching. Clap. I can see, I can't, but trust me, just make him feel very, very welcome joining us today. Mr. Fela Durotoye. We call him Sir FD, or simply known as FD. FD, welcome.
It is a joy to be with you.
Yes, sir.
To be with your community, listening to this, and just hoping that tonight or this afternoon, this morning, wherever it is across the world where you're connecting from,
yes,
that you will find at least one thing that helps you to win more in life.
Yes.
That's what I hope that this would be. And it's a joy to always be with you.
Absolutely.
I see you winning in life, bro, and I'm excited to
Thank you. Wow, FD, so good to have you. I've been waiting for this, right? So I want to start with right now, today, right? Someone is watching this. I consider you to be winning in life in all aspects, really. So let's start from here, and then maybe we'll rewind back a little bit to show that journey, how you got here, right? But starting right here today, you are winning in life. How would you define winning in life, right? How would you define, people say how do you define success, and that's great, but I'm just talking about the daily winning in life. So meaning sometimes some things don't happen like you want, but I still consider you winning in life. How would you define that place that you are right now?
I think that it's just a beautiful question, because the first thing that I would like to say is there's a difference between win and winning.
Yes, sir.
And winning speaks to a continuous. It's almost like a lifestyle.
Yes.
So winning is not something you do now and again. It's what you do consistently.
Yes.
Which means that winning is more about the process than the outcome.
Yes.
And if you ask me, what does winning as a process, as a lifestyle mean in life? It means living your best life today and every day.
Absolutely.
It means doing the things that you love.
Yes.
It means giving the best of your all to what you do.
Yes.
It means being happy. It means making sure that you are fulfilled in the things that you do.
Yes.
And it's very interesting, because your fulfillment is a very special gift that is only given to reward you when you actually are walking in the path of purpose.
Yes.
So winning in life is really living the best life that you can, using what you have to the best of your ability to make a difference in the lives of others, to be fulfilled in the life that you live, to leave a mark that even when you have stopped breathing, that mark will continue to speak the things you want to speak in life. And I think that that's the most important thing. Is if you're going to put it in another way, winning in life is about learning how to love, how to live happily, how to live productively, and how to live a legacy that will long last after you're gone.
Last and impact. I love it. So live, love, and impact.
Oh, absolutely.
Fantastic. Let's go a little lighter as we go back. So I feel like we live in a hustle culture, right? And I think sometimes people glorify the hustle more than the rewards, right? And there's this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And I really think part of winning is you must have a rest culture. The ultimate example, right? God created the world in 6 days, and on the seventh, He takes the Sabbath, letting us know it's okay to take that time to re-energize and rejuvenate and just rest, re-strategize, whatever you want to call it. So what does SAFD, who I know is extremely busy, right? You're a life coach, you're a father of 3 amazing sons, a husband, CEO, just so many areas, and people calling you and Zoom calls from all parts of the world. I've been on a whole bunch of them. What does SAFD do to unwind and to be in that place where I'm resting?
I just, first and foremost, when I'm not in the busy, out front, limelight, talking to 1,000 people at a time, whether online or in person, in a crowd, I love to be quiet. Long before I knew that in quietness, is the strength that you can draw, I realized that I needed to always recharge, refresh, so that I can relaunch powerfully. So quiet time for me, rest time was treasured and has always been a treasured time. Another thing that I love to do in my rest time is to hang out with my kids.
Nice.
Now, literally 2 of them are out there in uni doing the thing. The third one's about to go into uni now.
Yes, sir.
So I'm grateful that I also love to chill with my wife.
Yes. In fact, official emptiness.
In fact, to be honest with you, I think that is truly one of my greatest chill joys. I love to chill with Tara.
That's good.
But beyond that, it's really just listen. Because I find out that when I'm quiet, I hear myself, I hear my body, I hear my mind, I hear my soul, I hear my spirit. And when I am able to hear, then I know what to say when I go out. So for me, resting is like taking a car that is running, like an Uber car, and then taking it into the workshop and just getting it to, and then cleaning out everything and getting it ready for the next thing that it has to do. Work was literally what man was designed for. Rest itself was designed to help man work better. To work harder, to work smarter. So in a sense, even rest was designed for work. So I think that the first place of rest has got to be that you love what you do. I told someone, and I've said it so many times, I said, the guys on my team, we don't work for a living. We rest for a living. Why? Because we just love what we do.
I like that. Rest for a living.
We rest for a living. The rest, even our work is rest. Right? We enjoy what we do. We love the impact of what we do. We love the feedback we get from what we do. So there is no struggle with what we do.
Absolutely.
We literally win from the place of rest.
I like it. I like it. Great, FD. I really love that, resting to win. So let's talk about a winning mindset, right? Because I think many times a lot of people are defeated even before getting into the ring, right? They have this defeatist mentality, and I think sometimes we're so good at listing all of our shortcomings, right? I don't have enough money. I don't know this person. I don't have what it takes. I'm black. I'm whatever it is. But talk about a winning mindset. You coach a lot of people. Where do you see that turning point where you've gotten them to win here first? Because I really believe winning starts in the mind, right? There's this, where you visualize and begin to see yourself in that space. And then, in a sense, everything else is just being acted out, right? So talk about that a little bit.
Oh, I love this question because the way I see it, the moment you know this person is ready to win, or is winning, considering that it's a journey, is that moment where you come to the point where you say from your inner man, I can, I will,
yes, sir,
I must.
I love it. I can, I will, I must.
Some people would say, I can, I must, I will.
Yeah.
It's those 3 things. It's where, and can speaks to acknowledging the capacity that you carry.
Yes.
Right? Must speaks to the purpose that you have found in accomplishing the thing that you want to deliver.
Yes.
And will says, you know what? This is something that I was empowered for this. I am graced for this.
Yeah.
I have capacity for this. The truth about it is that what I don't have right now, I don't need it. When I need it, it will show up.
Yes, sir.
And if you go back and look at your life, that your life has shown that all this while.
Yes, sir.
The things that you have accomplished at one point in time when you started, you couldn't accomplish it.
Yeah.
But sometimes we get to forget.
Yes.
Right? We kind of like forget every time we want to take on a new task.
Yeah.
We're like, oh God,
Yeah.
can I? Yes, you can.
Yes.
If you couldn't, you wouldn't. Let me put it this way: if you couldn't, you wouldn't even think about it. If your mind can conceive it, it's already because it is possible.
Yes, sir.
Now, the rest of it, the battle is going from possible to probable.
Yes.
Like, listen, what's the probability that I can make this happen?
Yes.
And the more you begin to get to know that, yes, it's a journey,
Yes.
right? I don't know everything that I need to know,
Yeah.
but I'm willing to learn.
Yes, sir.
I don't have everything that I need to do this, but I'm going to get it.
Yes.
What I have, I can use to attract what I need.
Yes.
I wish somebody would understand that.
Yeah.
That everything you have is the thing that serves as an invitation to the things you need. Oh, I don't have enough money to start the business. Well, guess what?
Yeah.
You don't need enough money to start the business
Yeah.
right now. What you might need
Yeah.
is enough to write a plan
Exactly.
that is open enough to be able to engage some of the guys who might be interested
Absolutely.
in making this happen with you. And sometimes those people are not shareholders, they're just customers.
Mm.
There's a customer who's willing to take a chance on you.
Yeah.
And it's just one customer. And guess what? You don't need all of that money that you thought you needed for your business
Yes,
plan
sir.
to get that one customer.
Yes.
You just need to know that everything I need for where I am, I already have it.
Yes.
So it's really taking a stock of what you have and
Yeah.
saying, how best can I use what I have
Mm.
where I am right now?
Yeah.
And this is not, listen, this is not theory.
Yeah.
PT guy, you know my story.
Yes, sir.
I left an organization I was doing very well in, and we can even talk about that
Yeah.
at some other time,
Absolutely.
winning in the workplace.
Yeah.
I was doing exceptionally well in an organization called Phillips Consulting when I felt like God called me to go and first and foremost set up a Christian lifestyle and entertainment mission.
Yeah.
And then later to start a business. You know my story.
Yeah.
I started a business without a desk, without a chair, without a laptop, without nothing. I had absolutely nothing. And I remember the first day that I felt in my spirit that confirmation, now it's the time to start your business.
Yes.
I started to roll out all the things I didn't have. Oh my God, did I have an audit of all my needs?
Yeah.
And I remember that I heard in my spirit, and I believe it was the voice of God,
Yes.
my son, what you don't have, you don't need to get what you want. I was like, whoa. He said, if you need it, you would have it.
Yeah.
If you don't have it, you don't need it.
Yes.
So now the real question is, what do I have and what can I do with it to be able to create what I want? Quick example, and you know the story. My first transaction writing business plans was to write a business plan for a guy who had a computer, but I didn't have a computer.
Yep.
The guy thought I was very unprofessional to have even literally taken up the job to write a business plan without a computer.
Yes.
And I remember asking the guy.
So he used his computer to write his business plan.
And I asked the guy, I said, look, I understand that it might look unprofessional that I don't have a computer, but you have a computer, can you write a business plan? And the guy said, no. And I said to him, listen, why don't we work for each other? I'll give you a discount and then you give me your computer and I will write. And I said, there is also the extra advantage that your business plan will never be on another computer, so it can never be copied. I laughed. So guess what? I used my client's computer to write the first business plan that earned me my first income.
Genius.
Now, did I know how to write a business plan? Yes. Did I have the money to buy a computer? No.
Yes.
Did that stop me? Yes, it stopped me until I got to understand that winning in life was not about having everything I needed in life. Was that using the things that I have to create the things that I want. I mean, many people know, the brand Chicken Republic in Nigeria. It's a brand, it's a franchise, food franchise, food chain across Nigeria. Most people don't know that I wrote the business plan for that. Wow. Again, it was the gentleman, Jackie Oju, who came up with the idea at that time. I literally went to his office and I was reporting in his office every day for almost 6 months, writing the business plan, training the people according to the plan, and he was paying me, right? So my point is this, winning starts with recognizing that you can. Why can you? Because you have what you need now to do what you can now. Let's say that again.
Yes.
You have what you need now to do what you can now. If you don't have it, then that's most likely not what you are meant to be doing yet. That doesn't mean you won't do it. It just means that there's coming a time that you will. So focus on what you have and focus on what you can do with it as you go on the journey. Winning is not an event, it's a process.
I love it. Winning is not an event, it's a process. I want to jump on a word you mentioned, and that is now. And I think it's a good segue also to talk about winning in the workplace. And then you already kind of opened that door, so let's go in. But many people either feel like they're doing the wrong thing or they're in the wrong place, right? And so sometimes you find yourself, working so hard and you get promoted, and at some point you're just like, what really am I doing, right? And 10, 15, 20 years later, you want to make that switch. So it's a twofold question. For the person who is doing in the right place, and you have an excellent book, the Subordinates. Please, guys, go get it. Phenomenal, right? That talks about working at the next level. For someone who's in that place, in the right place, how do they win in the workplace at the next level? And for the person who somehow feels like, you know what, I feel like a square peg in a round hole, right? How do I make that switch, right? Anyone could be a, single mother that says, you know what, I want to pick up IT, or I want to go do something, and it looks daunting, right? Because it's a new area for them. How do they make that transition to say, you know what, I'm making the switch right now. This is the area I think I should be in. Yes, it might look like I've lost time, but how do I get started with this?
All right, I love this question, PT, and it almost ties back to the first time we were talking about winning.
Yes.
Because I think winning in the workplace is simply about learning how to give your best to create the highest value in a way that the people that you build relationships with today, those relationships will survive your transition to another job.
I love it.
If you can't leave your organization and still have friends in that organization, if you can't write a reference to someone and just by the power of your reference determine that person gets a job, then you weren't winning in the first place.
That's true.
Winning is about not only creating value but also creating relationships that will last longer than the transaction, that will last longer than your job or your time in that position. I think that when you're winning, you are helping enough people do well to the point where they wish you well. Enough to hope that you can get either the next opportunity, the next promotion. I mean, I would always ask that question. If you decided to leave the place where you're currently working,
would they miss you?
Would they miss you? And what will they miss the most about you? Because what they could miss could be, in a sense, tied to the work that you do. But guess what? They're likely to find somebody else that will do that. What they would most likely truly miss is the impact you have on their lives. Because nobody else can touch people the way you touch people.
That's true.
And so I think that winning in the workplace is about two things: getting the job done, creating value, exceptional value, doing new things, creating new ways of achieving and doing more. That is something. But then it's all about building relationships. Building relationships with your teammates, building relationships with your boss, your supervisors, building relationships with those who are reporting to you, building relationships with the management team, building relationships not only within the organization but within the industry. To the point where those relationships have and receive so much value from you that they're willing to see you do well. Either in a promotion or sometimes in a completely different position outside. I mean, I have seen situations where it was a boss who saw an opportunity
Yeah.
for somebody they were working with
Yeah.
and said, listen, I honestly hate
Yes.
to do this,
Yes.
but I feel more compelled because of my loyalty to you.
Yes.
I have to expose you to this opportunity.
It's more productive there.
Yeah, I mean, so if you went for that next opportunity
Yeah.
and you asked your boss to write a reference for you,
Yes.
what would your boss write?
Yeah.
When you're winning in the workplace,
Yes.
your boss is going to write the things that he would hate to write.
Yeah.
Because there are great things about you
Yeah.
that will get you
Yeah.
the opportunity,
Yes.
even though they're likely to miss the you
Yes.
when you get that opportunity. That's what I think that really truly means in the workplace.
Wow. Fantastic. Fantastic. Now I feel like we're getting to my favorite topic, and that is relationships. And you talked about that quite a bit. And winning in a relationship for me is the most important. You know, they say relationships is the new currency. I really, really believe it, and I feel extremely wealthy by the relationships in my life. If you know, not too many things that I'm happy about, but I feel like God has blessed me with good people, and of course, you're one of them. But you know how, like, you know, athletes have like a winner's circle, right? And really, when you think about it, I always ask people sometimes who would be in your winner's circle, right? When they finish the race or whatever it is, those folks that you want to be able to tell, you feel comfortable telling, because you know there's no jealousy, there's no envy. They celebrate you. They want to see you do great. That is your winner's circle.
Absolutely.
And you know, one of the most important things you've said to me is who has your ear time. Not airtime, right? I know we're on airwaves, right? But and you said that to say, look, whoever has your airtime many times has great influence on what you're doing. So let's talk about relationships a bit. And you know, you and I are both Christians, so we understand it starts with your relationship with God. For me, it's work, and you know, folks watching, I would, you know, implore to do same. But how do you go about relationships? And there's so many angles to come at this from, right? Because you know, in many times, you know, you're a husband, you're a father, you're my mentor. I remember one of the questions I asked you one time, someone who had asked me to mentor, and you said no. And I remember, because you said, let them prove themselves first. Let them prove themselves of your mentorship, right? Like I said, so many angles to come at this from, but I just want to go into relationships, which is let's do two major ones. How do you find the right relationship? And if you're in a relationship where you feel like it's not working, it's taken away from you, I think sometimes people last a little too long in certain relationships, right? And you know, I heard someone say sometimes that every now and then loyalty has an expiration date, right? If it's not, you know, like a spouse or something where you feel like, okay, I really have to do everything I can. I think that sometimes is to say, you know what, this is not good for me. But just talk about relationships in general.
I mean, and so for the first thing that I always like to say is that, you know, if we want to look at this from God's perspective, when God created man, He didn't create man as a gender, meaning a singular man.
Yeah.
He created man as an agenda, meaning male and female. So it wasn't gender, it wasn't gender. And man was not the singular of men. Yeah. It was mankind. But what was really amazing was that He said, "Let us," and that was speaking to a relationship. Yeah. Create man in our image, which means that was going to be the image of a relationship. Yes. And then It says, "Let them have dominion." Yes. And dominion we can call winning. Yes. And so you were going to say that, you know, anyone who's going to win must have a them circle that they win with. Absolutely. And that them circle are the people who help you to win. Yes. In other words, the people who add value to your capacity to win. Yes. The people who cheer you on. The people who, you know, open doors for you. Sponsors. Yes. You know, mentors, friends. You know, supporters. You know, whatever it is, they must be people who kind of like believe in you and believe in your dream enough to be able to say, listen, even though this thing sounds crazy, we trust you enough to say, let's go. Yes. And they must almost be willing to fail with you. Because I think that that's ultimately the greatest test of loyalty.
Yeah.
It's like, look, you know what? If this thing doesn't work, it's all right.
Yeah.
So you know those kind of like, sometimes you have those angel investors
Absolutely.
that will put money in your crazy idea.
Yes.
And even though they thought to themselves,
Yes.
but they said to themselves, you know what? I would rather lose this money trying with you
Yes.
than not give you the opportunity to try because I didn't want to lose the money.
Absolutely.
You know, you're more valuable to me
Yes.
than the money is.
Yes.
And that's the kind of relationships that you need.
Yes.
So the way I like to put it, make sure you're in relationships where you are being blessed
Yes, sir.
and you are being a blessing.
Yes.
And what does that mean? Very simple. Just make sure you're in a value-adding relationship and you are in a relationship that shares common
a symbiotic. You can't just take.
Yes, I mean, so it's you are in a relationship with someone that you want to add value to.
Yes.
That person wants to add value to you.
Yes.
So it's like you said, it's symbiotic. It's in a sense give and take. It's give and take. But you are not in the relationship to receive.
Exactly.
You are in the relationship to give because you can't control what you receive.
Yeah.
You can only control what you give.
Yes.
But hopefully, when you find that beautiful balance in values, that you're with people who also want to give, then you are literally in winning heaven. You know.
Wow.
So many times your winning circle is going to be people who will complete you.
Yes.
But there are also people who will challenge you.
Yeah.
There are people who sometimes believe more in you than you even believe in yourself. There are people who think that you can do stuff that you are not even sure you can do.
Yes.
There are people who are not only going to be there cheering you on, but they're going to be challenging you to run.
Yeah.
There are going to be people who are there for you.
Yes.
And I think that that's very important.
Yeah.
Now, how do you find those people? Like I always say, announce your being by what you are hoping to do, by your doing. So when you say, hi, my name is this, and I am on a mission to, everybody that is attracted to your mission will come to you.
Yes, sir.
You know, I tell organizations that I help with and I consult for, coach, I say to them, don't just advertise your product, advertise your values. Advertise what you stand for.
Yeah.
Advertise your vision.
Yes,
advertise your mission.
Yeah.
Let me open a magazine and see, and I'm not seeing your product, I'm just seeing what you stand for.
Absolutely.
And in that case, everybody who stands for that wants to stand with you. So it's the same thing, you know. If I listen to you, the Bible says out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks.
Yes,
how long do I need to spend in your presence to know what you're thinking?
Exactly.
To know why you exist. To know where you're going. How long? How long will it take me? For people like you and I don't think it takes 3 minutes. It's almost impossible because you are meditating on the things that you're meant to do and you're working on it. And so a lot of the people that are going to be in your winning circle are even meeting you winning on the field. A very quick example, and I know that we have to do this. You know, I remember that there's one of my mentors. Is a gentleman called Reverend Sam Adeyemi, Dr. Sam Adeyemi. And for many years, people used to say, "Oh, fella, you're really amazing at this leadership thing. You know, do you know Reverend Sam?" And I would say, "Yes, I know of him, but I don't know him." It's like, "Oh my God, let me introduce you to him." And I said to them, "No, don't introduce me to him. My work will introduce me to him." And I said, I would rather meet him on the field than in the barn.
I love it.
And one day, it turns out that I'm meant to be speaking on a platform, and it turns out Reverend Sam is meant to be speaking immediately after me. So here I am on the stage, and I'm doing my thing, sharing, giving the very best of my essence to what I was doing. And I didn't know that Reverend Sam had arrived ahead of lunch to listen to me.
Wow, look at that.
And so by the time I went to take off the microphone in the green room, guess who was there clapping?
Oh my goodness.
It was Reverend Sam.
Amazing.
And we just hugged each other. Now, that hug meant more than he could ever know.
Yes, sir.
Because it was an affirmation of who I was.
Yes.
Of course, the rest of it is history.
Yes.
That day I got invited to his largest conference, the ELC, the Excellent Leadership Conference. That became one of my largest platforms that I had ever spoken.
Wow.
But I didn't have to go beg for that
platform.
I met him on my field while I was winning. And then he became a part of my winning circle.
I love that. I love that. He met you at the field, not on the barn.
No.
Awesome. Wow. This has been great. And I know we're getting ready to wrap up soon because I think we have to do a part 2. But
I'm always here.
So phenomenal. Do you have any questions for me? Let me flip the tables a little bit.
Oh, yeah. I mean, PT, the way I would like to do it is, have you ever gone through a time when you thought you weren't winning, and you were able to flip the switch into a winning mindset. What did you have to do? And if we can share our
Absolutely. Wow. Yes. The short answer. Long answer would be during COVID. I think we had started the church. It was just like our second year. And you're trying to build, right? If as a matter of fact, I felt like we had crazy momentum, right? And I mean, everyone knows the story. The whole world shut down, right? And so, as opposed to preaching to 50, 60 people, and Lord, today, let 10 extra people come and fill out the place, Now I'm left to preaching to my, good old Sunday camera and my wonderful guys. You can't see them, but it was literally us three, every Sunday. And for me,
they were your winning circle.
They were my winning circle.
Amazing.
Winning circle. But it was now just how do I know people are behind that TV watching, right? How do I gauge what is happening? Engagement, right? And so, and I imagine a lot of pastors felt this, but for me, being relatively new in the lead pastor role, that was interesting. And I kind of questioned a few things every now and then, but at the same time, it was also a really, really great learning process, because now it's easy to go back to those times and just have that reassurance from God to say, look, you're doing exactly what you should be doing. You've already won. Your job is to preach, and as long as you're doing that, you are winning, right? The person's job was to listen and to do, you do what it is that I've called you to do. And so now it's helped me a little bit to refocus, right? And focus helps build that frame and just brings things right in front of you. So I think that's one recent example. And then there have been some other times. Please, I'd love to.
Two quick things that's just pretty much. I have a COVID story like you that I want to use to complement it.
Yes.
But I'll start with the other one.
Yeah.
Which is when I realized that there was a time when I used to be so moved by the numbers. If you did a post, if you did a post, how many likes did you get? How many comments did you get? And sometimes you would have 2,000 likes or 10,000 likes, and because the previous one had 25,000 likes, you feel like you didn't win. Well, get what? God delivered me from the numbers one day when He said to me, I have sent you to an audience of one.
Wow.
I'm going to say that.
Yes, please.
He said, I have sent you to an audience of one. Everyone else is an addition. So for me, winning starts with touching one.
Yes, sir.
And the moment I can touch just one person, which means I give my best and my all, just for one person who will listen to this podcast.
Absolutely.
If there are 2 people who are listening, that's 1 extra.
Yes.
If there are 10 people, that's 9 extra.
That's phenomenal.
If there are 100 people, that's 99 extra.
Yes.
I'm just doing it for the one.
I love
the one who would listen.
I love
it. And during COVID, I remember I was going through that dark space where, of course we weren't earning. My clients that were owing couldn't pay. Nothing could happen. And I remember asking God, Lord, please show me the light at the end of the tunnel.
Wow.
And I heard God saying to me after 3 days of praying, my son, stop looking for light at the end of the tunnel. Ignite the light in your heart. And you will see a way out, and you'll lead many others with you.
Yes, sir.
And so I think that many times the switch that you did, if you look at what you said and what I've said, it comes from 3 things. It's the willingness to listen, the willingness to learn, and the willingness to lead.
I love it.
And leading is really about just making a difference and changing the lives of someone, improving things. And that's what it is. The willingness to listen,
willingness to learn,
willingness to learn, and the willingness to lead. If you're ever in a time and a space where you're not, or you feel like you're not winning, please just be willing to listen, be willing to learn, and be willing to lead.
Fantastic. Man, someone has to put that on a t-shirt, please. I'm willing to listen, I'm willing to learn, and I'm willing to lead. And you can lead from anywhere in the organization. From the middle, you can lead from whatever position you're in. As long as you're listening, you're learning, you can lead. So happy, thank you so much. This was great. We can keep going, but I think we'll break it up. So if you want part 2, make sure you like, you share, you subscribe, right? right? You come back and you see when part 2 is coming up. But this is my best man. I love him so much. Such a great, great, great man. He's taught me everything, really, how to be a better husband, father. He's married to the wonderful.
I hope that in the next episode,
yes,
we can talk about marriage.
Absolutely.
And how to be the best husband, father, brother.
I like
especially in that culture.
I like it. That will be a good one for part 2.
We'll
do that, okay? Part 2, we're going to be talking about marriage. How about that? Okay? Love you guys. Thank you so much. Win in life always. I'll see you next week. God bless you.